Hello, welcome back. My name is Brooke and I'm a mother of 5. I live with my husband and my children on a remote farm in central Canada, and I'm pretty brand new to cash stuffing. I just started in November of 2024 and it has made a huge difference for our budgeting and our finances. So I wanted to start out by saying thank you so much. My channel is brand new and my following is tiny, but you guys have been so supportive and I've received so many really just supportive, kind comments and have had such lovely conversations, and it's just really nice. So thank you for that. Okay, so I don't have very much to work with this week, and I was just going to get right to the cash stuffing, except right before I started recording this video, I received a package in the mail. And so this is what I received. This is a gift from my daughter. The perks of having a teenager who works and makes her own money and decides to do lovely, nice things for her mother. So if you've seen my previous videos, I've been using these accordion folders for my cash envelopes instead of buying binders, because we are on a tight budget and I didn't want to have to spend money to get started with cash stuffing. So I've been using these, and you know, they work, they do the job, but I'm not like thrilled with them. And my daughter was so sweet. She used some of the money that she earned at her job to order this lovely cash binder for me. And it just arrived right before I started recording. So I did not plan to make this a binder video, but I'm going to kind of just decide what's going to go in here, and we're just going to kind of roll with it. I have no real plan for this video. Okay, so let's see what's in here first of all. I take it these are envelope labels. So we have some just plain white labels for writing on. And then, oh yeah, housing, food, insurance, savings, personal income. Okay, so these are good. Oh, and then we have budget sheets. So I have way more categories than this, and we don't do any dining out at all. So we don't have a dining out envelope. And so some of these are going to be, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these. We'll see. We'll see. Most of these are not really, we don't do any shopping. We don't pay a water bill. We have a well. We don't pay rent. We own our farm. We do have a mortgage, but I mean, and I do not wear makeup. So there's a lot of these that aren't really, and being in Canada, we don't really have any health expenses, although I could use that for my health food store envelope that I also currently have labeled health. Anyway, so let's see what else we have here. We have, of course, our envelopes. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 envelopes. Okay, and I'll take this out. Okay, I'm not sure what I want to start with in here. I might organize this off camera because I haven't really put any thought into it. I wasn't really anticipating having a cash binder, but these budget sheets look useful. That's nice. I would definitely will use those. Okay, I'm going to put this aside, and maybe when I figure out what I'm doing with it, I'll add it on at the end of this video. Okay, so I do not have a lot to work with this week. January is just really tight, and I don't know. See, our income does not always come the same time each month. So sometimes I get all of my money all around the same time, all of the money that I have to work with, all right around the same time. And sometimes I get it spread out over the month kind of irregularly. And January is like a weird irregular month. I don't know why, but I'm just having to stretch smaller amounts over longer periods of time in the beginning of the month. By the end of the month, it'll all work out. But yeah, if we have 100, 200, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350, 355, 360, 365, 375, 380, $380. So not a lot to work with, and January's kind of a weird month for me in the way that the money's coming in. Not much at the beginning of the month, but I'll have more than usual at the end of the month. So we're just going to do what we can here. And I do need to get a cash tray at some point. But like I said, I do not want to spend money. Okay, so this week I am only really stuffing my weekly spending, like the essentials that I really need to take care of. So groceries, gas, our health food store, farm and feed store, and dog food. I'm not stuffing because I did already buy dog food. Okay, so groceries is going to get $220. And if you saw my, look at that nasty 20. Queen, what have you been up to? If you saw my last video, I think I stuffed $90 for groceries last week. And to be honest, I was like not sure how the heck I was going to do that or make that work, because we are a large family. We are 7 people and we live in a remote area, and groceries are very expensive. And my typical grocery budget is $350 a week. But I had $90 last week, and then a neighbor paid me for some work I had done, so I ended up with $150 available for groceries. And by some miracle, with really careful meal planning and some sales that were on cheese, I don't know how I did it, but I managed to feed my family of 7 for the whole past week on $150.55. I was blown away. I have not managed that like ever in my 18 years of being a mother. So that was remarkable to me. So this week we have $220 for groceries to work with, and that's still not very much for our family. And I still will be creative and stretching things, but I think after last week's experience, I can make it work. Okay, next is gas. Gas is getting $50. So we'll put William Lyon Mackenzie King in this here envelope. See ya, Will. And then our health food store is getting $20. And then I already bought the dog food. They got $60 as soon as I pulled the cash out of the bank, because I did not want to go back to town. And our farm and feed store is getting $40. So I've mentioned before that we cut our own hay, but our livestock and our horses do also have some supplemental things that I pick up weekly from the feed store. So that's what that is for. And that's it for my weekly spending. Those are things that I spend every single week. Like, there's no avoiding it. The animals need to be fed, and the kids and the husband need to be fed as well. So the next things are coming out of this binder or folder. I put money aside for my kids and lessons and sports. So lessons and sports, this envelope was supposed to be empty this week because this past week I was supposed to pay for my son's basketball trip and for guitar lessons, but I actually went to town 3 times to try to pay, and every single time either the school secretary wasn't available, or the one day I wasn't paying attention at the time and I drove after the school had closed and realized only once I was almost to town that the secretary was not going to be there because the school was closed. So that money is still in there, and guitar money is still in there. But I do need to add more to that because those expenses are ongoing. So another 20 in there. So now lessons and sports, which was supposed to be empty, has 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300. And that will all be gone by next Friday. Okay, so my kids each get $5 of money that they can use, like if we are going to town, if I'm going grocery shopping and the kids want to come with me, if they have some money in their envelope, they can use that to get themselves a little treat. When we went to my mother's for Christmas, the kids were able to use their envelope money to get themselves a little something as we drove. So each kid gets $5 a week, and if they don't spend that money, once we get to $15, I just transfer $15 into a high interest savings account for them to put away for their future. So once we get to $15, if they haven't spent it, the envelope gets emptied and it goes into savings for them for the future. So 5 kids, $5 each. And that's $25. And just like that, this week's money is allocated and there is nothing left for anything, really. Next week is another tight week, and then the week following, I will finally have a bit more money to distribute to savings and whatever else. And speaking of savings, I was kind of playing around and made myself a few little savings challenges. A $5 savings challenge, a $10, and a $20. And so I will put a link for these if you want them. They are free for you to have. You can print them, laminate them if you have a laminator, or just, use the paper. And these will just be there for anyone who wants them. I will put the link down in the description. Okay, I am going to take a few minutes to figure out how I want to set up this beautiful binder that my daughter gave to me, and I'll record once I have that figured out and tack it on to the end of the video. Okay, so I just have kind of a mess here now. I cut the zippers off of my little pouches because that was not doing it for me. That's just, I can't do that. And I think since I only have 8 of these and I only have one binder, but I have a lot of envelopes, and I haven't even taken the envelopes out of these 3 folders yet, I think I'm going to put multiple categories in one thing. Okay, maybe we'll see. Like, for example, all the kids. Ooh. Let's see if this will fit in here. Oh, perfect. It's a perfect fit. So then I've got all the kids in there, and then I can just stuff each of their envelopes. That'll do. That'll do just fine. Okay, so I've got my emergency fund. That one is one of the top priorities. We've never really had any money put aside for emergencies, and that is a big problem because it means if anything comes up, like when the water line burst in our barn, that meant that, you know, any expense that was accrued in dealing with that became debt. So having this emergency envelope is so important to me. And I actually can't believe that I've managed already to put $55 in there. That's, I don't know. I shouldn't, $55 is not a lot, but to me, like, I've never had anything put aside for emergencies, so $55 matters. Okay, so then I have clothing and shoes. So those kind of are similar, so I think I'm going to put those both together in one of these pouches. And I think I'll kind of file these in behind the kids' envelopes since I don't really buy clothing for myself. I get a lot from thrifting, and so the clothing is mostly for the kids. Then I have vehicle maintenance, tires, tractor maintenance, the tractor itself, which is financed currently, and I want to get that paid off as fast as possible. Hay equipment. If you've seen any of my previous videos, I've talked a little bit about how our hay equipment is quite old. I don't even know how old our baler is, but the twine always gets all tangled up in it, and it's just, it needs to be replaced. It's beyond the point of being more economical to repair it. It just keeps breaking down. So we need to replace our hay equipment. So I currently am putting everything I possibly can into this envelope. Anyway, so we have vehicle maintenance, tires, tractor maintenance, tractor, and hay equipment. Oh, and horse trailer. That's 6 envelopes. I don't know if all of those will fit in one pouch. They're all kind of the same general category. Actually, maybe the horse trailer I'll put with horse stuff. Our horse trailer is also very old, and it's just no longer holding up. And my daughter is into show jumping and barrel racing and pole bending, and so we currently have no way to transport her horse for any shows or anything. So this one, I don't have very much in there, and horse trailers are very expensive, even if I get an old used one. So anyway, I'm getting off track. I think I'm going to put that with the horse stuff instead of with the vehicle and tractor stuff. So this will just be vehicles and tractor. And guys, I just do not want to finance anything ever again. Like, I hate debt so much. I hate owing anybody anything, and I never want to finance anything again. So when we do get a horse trailer, it will be a used horse trailer. It will probably be at least 30 years old, and I will pay in cash, and I will not owe anybody anything. Okay. So for the horses, we have the veterinarian, we have supplements, we have body work and dental. I forgot to make a nice label for this one, but I'm saving for horse tack because a couple of my horses need new saddles, and because their saddles don't fit properly, which, if you know anything about horses, is actually a pretty big deal for the long term, because it can cause them back pain and whatever. So again, expensive, and I do not want to owe anybody anything. So that one, I mean, there is nothing in that envelope right now. Nothing. Most of these envelopes have nothing, but these are the things that I'm aspiring to pay for in cash. No credit cards, no debt. So bodywork, dental, supplements, veterinarian. So I'm going to add the horse trailer envelope in here rather than with the vehicles. And I think, oh, I do have some envelopes left. And then my weekly spending, like for lessons and sports, the feed store, the health store, and groceries, I'm not going to put those in the binder because those just stay in my wallet, and I just keep that cash on hand for when I go to town. It's a big deal to go to town. It's far. Like, I have to drive an hour and 20 minutes just to get groceries. And our closest town is maybe 2,000 people. So, yeah. Okay, then we have farm stuff. We need to make some renovations to the barn, and we need to put up new fencing. Our cattle were getting out this past fall. They were finding weaknesses in the fence and pushing through. So these need to be taken care of. And I think I'm going to put this envelope with them, barn fencing, and we're saving for a down payment on more land. We would eventually like to increase our cattle herd, so someday, maybe. We'll see. I don't know if we'll ever get there. But these envelopes, oh, there's $5 for land, but fencing and barn are empty. And I think these probably will stay empty until we sell some cattle in the spring. And we'll put some of that cattle sale money in there. Okay, so I think those three will go together. That makes the most sense to me. And then I have a couple of like things that feel like pipe dreams, but my husband and I have never really done anything with our bedroom to make it like our own space. It's just been very utilitarian. And I would really, really like to paint and maybe get a new headboard and just like make the bedroom feel cozy and whatever. So one day. Also, our washing machine went kaput, and we have to get very creative in the way that we use it to get the laundry done. So we need to replace the washing machine. And then, oh, I think I'll put property taxes with barn fencing, land purchase. Yeah, because it all kind of pertains to the farm and the land, at least in my mind. So that'll make sense to me for where to find it. So these two are both kind of like household things. So I think I will put those together. And I still have one envelope, which I didn't anticipate. So maybe I can fit something else. Let's go with birthdays, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Halloween, and Christmas. And I will eventually buy more of these and split all these up, but for now, like I said, I wasn't anticipating actually having an actual binder. So I'm just kind of improvising at the moment and making do with what I've got. I still think that was so sweet of my daughter to buy me that sweet little binder. And I think it's so beautiful. Like, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to put these in here. And I actually have a binder. These will go in my wallet. And that's that. And then maybe one day I'll have a binder for the rest of those guys. Those are, in here we have just our dreams. So these are our financial dreams. We have a line of credit tied to our property that I would like to have totally paid off. And then we have some other debts here that I would like to have paid off. And then my husband is Portuguese, and he and I have gone to Portugal on a trip with the family, but the kids have not been able to go. And so it is our dream to one day take all the kids to see where their grandparents grew up. So that one day. These envelopes might very well have nothing in them for a very long time, but they exist, which means at some point they will get stuffed. Then this one, trips. This is just like going home to see my mom, or going to see my sister, or going to see my brother, or whatever, or taking the kids to the rodeo, whatever, little trips. And then my husband has wanted a workshop for years and years and years, and someplace where he can build and tinker and whatever. So I'm hoping to make that happen for him one day. We'll see. And oh, my son plays cello and he's outgrowing his instrument, so I hope to be able to buy him the next size cello without going into debt. So that's a dream. And maybe one day we'll get to retire. We'll see. We'll see. Do farmers ever get to retire? I don't know. That is that. Thank you so much for hanging out here with me, spending some time with me, hanging in through my chaos. And thank you so much for all the sweet and supportive comments and everyone who has interacted with my channel so far. I really was expecting just to put my videos up for my own accountability and hear crickets. Like, I didn't think anybody would actually watch or comment. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of my financial accountability and getting myself on track. And I'll see you next time. Bye.